John Heilemann is managing editor of Bloomberg Politics. John, good morning.
Hi. How are we doing?
Anything to talk about?
Show of hands, how many people at the table are already tired of listening to arguments about delegate allocation rules? Put your hands up. How about us? You got 2 more months of this, guys. It's going to be great.
So what is he doing?
And Trump talking about a dirty, rigged system.
Yeah.
What's the point?
Well, look, I mean, this is a year when, in both parties, vast parts of the bases, Democratic and Republican, believe comprehensively the system is rigged. And so Donald Trump is tapping in, or trying to tap in, again, to the populist kind of energy that's fueled his campaign all along. I think, all the complaints about it, the responses that he should figure it out, his campaign should be better, et cetera, they're all 100% right. But this talking point for him for the next 2 months is not a bad one, politically speaking.
What is the smart money saying about whether he will get enough delegates before the convention opens?
I think the smart money is still sort of split on that question. He's got a really favorable calendar going forward. He's going to maybe get all the delegates here in New York, or an awful lot of them. Rhode Island, Connecticut, Maryland, Pennsylvania, these are all places where he's likely to win. The question is whether he wins enough and by enough to get enough delegates. Then there's California and New Jersey. Again, 2 states where he's going to do very well. It's a very favorable calendar, but he's got to get close to 60% of the pledged of the delegates that are at stake, which is a pretty high hurdle. It's going to be close. One thing that's true is that Trump and everyone around Trump, including all these new people who are more sophisticated, Paul Manafort and the other people he's brought in, they all recognize that they have got to get to 1237, because if they don't have it, it's going to be really hard on multiple ballots for Trump to end up with the nomination. It's the premium is being placed on getting this thing done by June 7th.
And what role does John Kasich play in all this?
Well, he is the strange character in the race right now, who's only won 1 state, hasn't really picked up any delegates in a significant way since then, and yet continues to hang around, in some respects making it easier for Trump by creating this 3-person race and splitting the opposition. But Kasich's theory is that no one's going to get to 1,237, including Donald Trump or Ted Cruz, and in a contested convention scenario, anything can happen, and that the party will look for electability and a consensus person who actually ran in the race, unlike some white knight who comes in and runs the risk of being dismissed as illegitimate because they didn't take part in the process. Kasich can say, I competed all the way through, and I'm the one guy who can bring the party together now in my home state of Ohio, where the convention's taking place.
We saw on the Democratic side, we saw the off-color joke told by Bill de Blasio, and I should say joke, in the sense of people didn't find it funny. Is this
off-colored things people generally don't find funny
and are not good ideas to use?
Right. Yes. Always a good rule of thumb when you're giving a public speech. Stay away
will we
from the
see
off-color.
any impact on Hillary Clinton because of that?
No. I think
it's just a talking point.
It's a thing. It's one of those things that everybody will make a lot of hay of for about 24 hours, and when the voting comes next Tuesday, no one's going to go into the voting booth and say, I'm not going to vote for Hillary Clinton because Bill de Blasio made some dumb joke.
Thank you, John. Sure. Great to see you.
Happy to see you.
We'll ask John Kasich how he intends to be the Republican nominee. The presidential hopeful will be in Studio 57, and that's ahead on CBS This Morning.
Going to stick around to see John Kasich?
Always.
Of course he will.
I love that man.
I think you love John Weaver more.